Can I issue a warning? Understanding a reasonable management process. Can I issue a warning? This is a common question that our members will put to us when they ring for support. Before you issue a warning or take any other disciplinary action, our team want to make sure that you have followed a reasonable management process. What is a reasonable management process? Let's have a look. Step 1 is simple and critical. What happened? Clearly identify the issues or concerns and establish the relevant facts. At this point, we may also suggest you begin collating information such as witness statements, CCTV footage, or checking if there are policies that relate to what happened. Okay, so now we know what happened. Which way do we go? Do we start a disciplinary process, or are there other options? Another way to decide this is to consider whether the issue or concern is one of will versus skill. What does this mean? Did the event happen as a result of a choice made by the employee or their will, or was the event or issue a result of them not having the skills or training required? Their skill. If the situation is related more to a lack of understanding or ability, other options may be more appropriate, like retraining in a particular process, informal coaching to make sure expectations are clearly defined and understood, or implementing a performance improvement plan. If it's a will situation, that is, the employee appears to have acted in a deliberate way, in most cases, a disciplinary process is reasonable. The first step in any disciplinary process is to formally invite the employee in writing to attend a disciplinary meeting. The written invitation needs to provide the employee with a minimum of 24 to 48 hours notice. It needs to detail the allegations and possible consequences. It must provide the employee with the option to bring a support person. It needs to let them know who will determine the outcome, and it requires all to maintain confidentiality. The next step is to conduct the meeting. Begin by clearly presenting the allegations to the employee as they were detailed in the invitation and give them an opportunity to respond. The employee must also be given the opportunity to review any evidence. Ask if they would like to raise any other factors that they think may have contributed to the situation, and also ask what they believe would be a reasonable outcome. It's really important that an outcome is not delivered without demonstrating that consideration was given to what occurred in the meeting. Even if the employee doesn't offer any additional information or dispute the allegations, it's important to pause. Delivering an outcome without pausing the meeting can significantly support an employee's claim that a fair process was not followed and that the outcome was predetermined. The outcome must reflect the seriousness of the allegations, be consistent with any relevant store policies, and be considered reasonable in the circumstances. Outcomes may include retraining or coaching. It may be that a formal warning is issued, or it may result in termination of employment. Once the outcome has been decided, the employee must be formally notified. They should again be invited to a meeting and be given the opportunity to bring a support person. During this meeting, the outcome should be explained and a written outcome letter provided. Failing to follow a reasonable management process can expose your business to significant legal risks. For example, it may lead to an unfair dismissal claim being made against the employer in instances of termination. Also, if an employee can demonstrate that a reasonable management process wasn't followed, the employee may be able to make a stress-related workers' compensation. When issues arise within the business, it impacts everyone. When handled the right way, a disciplinary process can actually be a positive and constructive process for everyone. It corrects unacceptable behaviour, and demonstrates to all employees that the business is effective at managing problems. In summing up, the disciplinary process is about addressing issues early, being clear and consistent about expectations, and helping employees get back on track. A good disciplinary process protects everyone and helps create a respectful, professional workplace. Every situation is different, and we do encourage you to please reach out to our team if you have any questions about this or any other employment matter.